Where are we headed? A government necessarily must get its information out. How does the government do it? By scandalizing the media, undermining transparency?
Why, it is strange that we have a government in power which is trying to destroy the system that we are trying to build upon which our democracy will stand. Yes, the government has to disseminate its information. Certainly, there's nothing wrong with it. The Information Service Department, the Ministry of Information, is supposed to go out and tell the people what the government is doing. But they are not supposed to go out there and lie to the people. That is the only thing wrong I found about what. And I tell you, Baba Jamal said he was lying. He was not lying. He was giving them the truth. Because that is the purpose of what he wanted to say. And I can prove it. You see, the first report, when the president started doing that Funka game tour, yes, that he said he was going to tour, it was all part of the elections. Yes. Do you know the first report what came out? The president had commissioned 264 projects in 3 days.
Yes. Yes.
I called him Superman.
And then you tell me, Papa Jamal sits down here and tell me he was lying when he made that statement?
Superman.
He wasn't lying.
Just whisks from one project site to another.
So that publication,
and his shovel
that publication is complete proof that Baba Jamal meant every word of what he said.
Yeah.
So the question of he was lying, he wasn't lying.
Particularly since the president in January had said he couldn't really work because he didn't have action plans and money.
That's right.
And then all of a sudden, all these projects...
In 3 days, 264 projects. Jesus Christ.
No, but Baba Jamal also said the president is the man who rides on a canoe in a flooded river, lifts his head up to the skies, looks down, praise God, have mercy on us all, and the flood waters recede instantly.
Yes.
A miracle worker president.
Yes. That's
Where was he? Why did he wait so long? He should have gone earlier.
That's Moses for you. You see, so that argument of I was joking or not, it's neither here nor there. This is what Kwekubako will say, please tell that to the Marines. You see, but this tape came about 2 months ago. Baba Jamal has heard this tape being played at Oman FM so many times. I've referred it to this so many times when this second tape broke out. That was the analysis I made. I said by my training, I can infer that the voice on the second tape belongs to the Baba Jamal. As to whether it is his actual voice or not, I need a further proof.
Well, we need voice experts.
That's right.
I don't think anybody can simply...
The inference from that tape is that Baba Jamal, there's no question about it, yes, because he's capable of saying those things that are recorded on the tape, based on the first tape that I've just mentioned. All right, so that is their modus operandi. It is not, you know, they hijack GBC transmission during the Funka games.
Oh,
yeah.
That is a plan. Is it different from what Baba Jamal was saying? No.
State broadcaster being hijacked and used for purposes.
So we have to take it. Because you have to let the government look good, whether good or bad. Baba, you can do that, all right, inside your office, but you cannot do that with a state institution.
But, Ofakwana, tell me something. And in this case, I hope we will not be abused, because when Professor Yanka raised it, he was roundly abused to get an education. Is the ISD obsolete? Are we in a situation, in a society where we need the Ministry of Information? Is information so fast that what you need is a webmaster, a whiz-kid sitting with the president or minister or, you know, spokespersons who can react? A structure which moves away from the information van mentality of the ISD.
That's right. That is a very good question which will require a national debate. All right? Some people are saying the Ministry of Information should go and the ISD should stay. If the Ministry of Information goes, where does the ISD go?
It's under the Ministry of Information.
It's under the Ministry of Information. Can it hang in the air?
Yeah.
If we are not lucky and we kill the Ministry of Information, the only place we may send the ISC is under the presidency. So did we go or did we come?
Then it will become a real propaganda wing.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that is what we cannot
horror of horrors.
We cannot say straight away, sit down and say the Ministry of Information should go or the ISD is useless. If we want to do that, let's go back and look at why the British colonialists formed the Ministry of Information, because we didn't create it. When we came, it was Ministry of Information and Communication.
Yes.
And we split it.
Yes.
And put communication under technology.
That's right.
Because of the modern technology.
That's
and
right.
left the Ministry of Information to do probably the same thing for which the British set it up. When we were kids, they were coming out with these information funds and telling Mr. Mensah was CFA, the mobile, and telling all those things. Fine, I've no problem with that. Maybe at that time we think they were not doing politics, but if you look at that, the country was being managed by the they
were disseminating government policy.
That's right. So the Ministry of Information is required, as it is now, ISD, to disseminate government information. There's nothing wrong with it. They have to go out and tell the people. Suppose, can you believe that there are so many people who have not
as well.
Right, who have not registered in the National Health Insurance? Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Yes, the Ministry of Information should go out. They can go out and tell the public what the National Health Insurance is and educate them about it. That does not mean you have to go and lie about the government. Baba Jamal, you didn't know what you were talking about. You see? But don't let anybody deceive you that he was playing. He wasn't playing.
Exactly.
He was telling it like it is. This is what we want you to do, and there's no bones about that.
A structured process
A
to
structured
engage
process.
and subvert
Because
the media.
PPOB have given them a memo.
Yeah.
We've got to control. See, when they move from the ISD, he could do it openly because they are state employees. They don't have to pay them. And the penalty is, if you don't do it, we fire you.
Yes.
Because these guys have now let us understand that transfer is a punishment.
Okay.
Yes, that's what NDC is doing. They have let the whole of Ghana understand that transfer is a punishment. They transfer somebody from Kumasi because he was an MPP parliamentary candidate. They transferred him. So the Ministry of ISD staff, he could speak openly, okay? But when it comes to the private media like you, he couldn't speak openly. He had to speak undertone and try and do what pay you.
Yes.
You see, because he cannot force you to do it.
No.
The only way he can get you to do it is to grease your power. And when you have a country that has so many of us being poor,
Yes.
about 90 of us not being satisfied with our pay, 150 cities makes a hell lot of money.
60, not 50, 60.
160
A
cities
month.
makes a hell lot of money.
From now till
Okay?
elections.
Make a hell lot of money.
Yes.
And I've seen them saying that guy they took to National Health Insurance, Metro. He was a part-time employee at Metro, and therefore National Health Insurance. Oh, please, National Health Insurance, National Youth Employment was not set up for that.
No.
National Youth Employment was set up for those who have got nothing to do with it.
Yes.
Not somebody who is working part-time. No, we don't do that. And please, Mr. Bugapele, it is not true that National Health Insurance cannot be sent to private institutions. No, it is not true.
Youth employment.
Youth employment.
Yeah, National Youth Employment, the students cannot be sent into private institutions. That is not true.
They have been.
If we send national service people to private institutions, we can send national youth employment personnel to private institutions.
But we have modules which are trying to bring up private sector.
But he was telling us that
he
was telling us that, and he doesn't see the reason why MPP send National Health Insurance, National Youth Employment people to private institutions.
Lack of imagination.
All right? So please, Honorable Abugapele, that is not correct. It is not. National Youth Employment can be sent anywhere within the system. All right? And it is not for people who are already engaged, whether part-time or full-time. So you made a mistake by sending that guy to Metro.
His mistake was that he got found out.
Exactly.
That's why these guys are so incompetent. Exactly. Everything they handle, they bundle it.
No,
everything.
It is the Lord exposing the incompetence and ineptitude.
See, if they were competent, Baba Jamal would not have gone there allegedly to have made those statements. He wouldn't have even gone to tell the ISD personnel, go and lie about government. I mean,
that is extremely definite.
No, but
yes,
you know why he had to admit the ISD thing? It was an open engagement with the media, and he knew that it was being recorded. That is why that tape is so clear. If you listen to the two tapes, one is, I mean, the clarity of the ISD one is so glaringly obvious as against the...
Which had to be done
that was obviously done surreptitiously, so the recording device was probably hiding in somebody's back. So you hear a lot of background noise and interference, and you really have to strain to listen to Baba Jamal's voice when he was speaking under
now he says it's not his voice.
It's not his voice.
To put in a
suppose the voice which sounds remarkably like Baba Jamal.
I like that.
Yes, it sounds remarkably like his. But incidentally, all the NDC people who've spoken to this claim that it cannot be his voice. But I would have been surprised if any of them had had the decency to admit that it could be his voice. So let us investigate. They've come out categorically to say it cannot be his voice. So it means that it is an NPP ploy. We have more important things to worry about to NDC. You think, we're strategizing about how to get you out of power, but we're not known for such subterfuge and underhand dealings and outright deception and lies. You own a franchise. You have the monopoly on that. So, and we're quite willing to watch you self-destruct. We don't want to engage in such low-down politicking with you. I think that we ought to elevate the standard of governance and politicking in this country.